Sometimes, the most important things in a relationship aren't spoken out loud. You might assume that if a man notices a change in you, he'll say something or act on it. But that's not always the case. Emotional attachment often works quietly, almost invisibly. The man who truly cares about you doesn't just see what's on the surface. He notices the shifts in your mood, the little adjustments in your routine, the way your energy feels different on certain days. He picks up on things you may not even realize you're doing differently, and he processes them in a way that shows just how deeply connected he is to your world. Imagine walking into a room after a rough day, trying to hide your frustration. Most people might not even notice, but he does. He feels it in the way you pause, the slight tension in your shoulders, the hesitation in your smile. He doesn't demand explanations. He doesn't make a show of concern. He simply adjusts his presence, offering space, comfort, or a silent acknowledgement that he's aware and that he's there. That is the mark of someone who is genuinely attuned to you. It's not just about emotions. He notices the changes in your life, how you spend your time, who you spend it with, what you focus on. He sees when you're investing more in yourself, when your priorities shift, and even when your interests evolve. He remembers your routines, the things that bring you joy, and the habits that define your days. He sees your growth without needing you to announce it. And through all of this, he adapts his own behavior, aligning silently with your journey instead of trying to steer it. This isn't about superficial observation. This is about a deep emotional connection that thrives on subtlety. He notices because he's emotionally invested, because your changes matter to him, not because he's trying to control you, but because he wants to understand you at a deeper level. He wants to see you, truly see you, in every phase of your life. And when you recognize these silent signs, it becomes clear that the bond you share is far more meaningful than words can express. In the next few minutes, we're going to explore 15 silent signs he notices when you're changing, the subtle cues that reveal how emotionally invested he really is. These are the moments you might have overlooked, the small gestures and quiet observations that speak volumes. If you've ever wondered whether someone truly sees you, this is your guide. Pay attention, because these signs might just show you how deeply someone cares, without ever saying a single word. If you want, I can also write a full 3,000-word script for your video based on this hook and the 15 headings, keeping it cinematic, emotionally gripping, and perfect for YouTube narration. 1. He observes your mood shifts. A man who is deeply emotionally attached doesn't just see you, he feels you. He notices the subtle rise and fall of your moods, how your smile falters in a room full of people, or how your laughter lingers a little longer when you're genuinely happy. He can tell when you're quietly upset, even if your words say otherwise. It's not about being nosy, it's about connection. He senses when your energy changes, whether it's a spark of joy or a shadow of worry. These mood shifts are like silent signals that tell him how you're doing, emotionally and mentally. He may not interrupt, or he might wait for the right moment. But internally, he registers every fluctuation. Your small frustrations, moments of excitement, or times when you feel lost. They don't go unnoticed. He may subtly ask questions later, offer comfort in quiet gestures, or just stay close, giving you the space to share when you're ready. Over time, these observations create a deep understanding of who you are, your emotional patterns, and what affects you most. To him, noticing your moods isn't a chore. It's a way to feel closer to you and support you without words. He respects your emotions, even the ones you try to hide, and they guide how he interacts with you in a way that feels natural and caring, silently strengthening your bond. 2. He remembers small changes in your routine. A man who is emotionally attached pays attention to the details of your life, even the ones that seem insignificant. If you start drinking coffee at a different time, take a new route to work, or change how you spend your evenings, he notices. These small shifts might go unnoticed by most people, but to him, they're signals about how your life is evolving. He remembers them not to control or judge you, but because he genuinely cares about understanding the rhythms of your life. These details tell him when you're stressed, happy, or experimenting with new habits. If he sees you skipping your usual morning walk, he might worry silently, sensing that something is off. If he notices you picking up a new hobby or habit, he feels intrigued and invested in your growth. Remembering your routine shows his commitment and emotional presence. It's how he tracks your happiness and well-being without needing constant explanations. It's in these subtle observations that he silently proves his attachment. He's not just aware of who you are now, but also who you're becoming. His memory for these little details allows him to connect with you on a deeper level, respond appropriately when things shift, and show that he's fully present, even when you're not consciously aware of it. This attentiveness is quiet, but it speaks volumes about his care. 3. He notices your style or appearance updates. When a man is emotionally attached, he notices the small changes in how you present yourself. Whether it's a new hairstyle, a different shade of lipstick, or a subtle shift in the way you dress, he sees it. These observations aren't superficial. They reflect his deep emotional investment. Your appearance is a reflection of your personality and mood, and he picks up on the ways you choose to express yourself. He may comment subtly, compliment sincerely, or simply remember it for later. It's his way of showing that he's paying attention, appreciating your choices, and valuing the details that make you uniquely you. Even the smallest updates, like a new bracelet or a favorite perfume, register in his mind because they represent changes in your identity, style, and self-expression. To him, noticing your appearance is a silent act of love. It signals that he cares enough to observe the world you've created around yourself. It's not about judgment, approval, or vanity. It's about connection. He wants to be aware of who you are in every form, and these small details allow him to stay in tune with the shifts in your personality, mood, and self-confidence. It's this quiet attentiveness that often goes unnoticed by others, but it deepens the bond he feels with you. 4. He picks up on subtle emotional shifts. A man who is deeply attached doesn't just see what you show. He feels the unspoken undercurrents of your emotions. He notices the fleeting moments when your eyes reflect uncertainty, when your voice carries hesitation, or when your body language slightly changes around certain topics. These subtle emotional shifts, too small for most people to detect, are loud signals to him. He interprets them quietly, understanding that emotions aren't always verbalized, and he responds accordingly, often without making it obvious. He might give you space when he senses tension or offer reassurance through a gentle gesture. This sensitivity comes from genuine care. He wants to know how you feel at a deeper level, even when you aren't consciously expressing it. Over time, these observations allow him to anticipate your needs, comfort you in ways only you can feel, and connect emotionally on an almost intuitive level. It's not about reading your mind. It's about empathy, presence, and awareness. The subtle emotional cues you emit guide his responses, creating an invisible dialogue between you two that strengthens the bond quietly but profoundly. He feels every shift as if it touches him personally, and it deepens his emotional attachment because he understands that being present for someone means tuning into the moments that go unnoticed by the rest of the world. 5. He comments on your new interest quietly. When a man notices you exploring new hobbies or passions, he doesn't react with loud enthusiasm or unnecessary attention. Instead, he acknowledges them quietly, showing that he's paying attention and values your growth. If you pick up painting, start a new workout routine, or dive into a book series, he remembers these changes and may reference them later in conversation, not to impress or interrogate, but to connect with you. His comments are subtle, almost like a soft recognition, a question about how your painting is coming along, a note on your progress, or an observation about how excited you seem about your new interest. This attentiveness demonstrates that he's invested in more than just your present self. He's invested in your evolving identity. By noticing your interests quietly, he validates your passions without overshadowing them, giving you space to explore while maintaining an emotional presence. It's a silent way of saying, I see you, I understand you, and I care about what excites you. This combination of awareness, respect, and quiet acknowledgement strengthens the emotional connection, signaling that is attuned to the subtleties of your personality and values your growth in ways that matter. 6. He asks about your thoughts more often. A man who is emotionally attached wants to understand your mind, not just your actions. He asks about your thoughts frequently, seeking to know your opinions, perspectives, and feelings on topics both big and small. It isn't just casual curiosity. It's a way of engaging with your inner world, showing that he values your thinking and trusts your judgment. These questions may be about your day, your dreams, your frustrations, or even your random ideas, and he listens carefully to each answer, often remembering details later. This attentiveness reflects his emotional investment. He wants to feel connected not only to your actions but also to your thought processes. Asking about your thoughts more often also creates a safe space where you feel heard and understood, strengthening your bond. Over time, these small but consistent inquiries demonstrate a deep respect for your individuality and an interest in understanding your evolving perspective. He isn't trying to change you. He's simply aligning himself with your inner world, letting you know, without grand gestures, that your mind matters to him as much as your heart does. This quiet curiosity is a hallmark of emotional attachment. It signals care, connection, and the desire for genuine intimacy. 7. He notices changes in your social circle. A man who is emotionally attached pays attention not only to you but also to the people who surround you. He notices when new friends enter your life, when old ones drift away, or when your interactions with certain people change. These observations aren't about controlling who you spend time with. They're about understanding your world. Changes in your social circle often reflect shifts in your priorities, your mood, or your personal growth, and he wants to stay aware of these subtle signals. When he notices you laughing more with a new friend, or spending less time with someone who once mattered, he silently takes note. Sometimes he may ask gentle questions or offer quiet support, simply to ensure that your social environment aligns with your happiness. This attentiveness is a reflection of his emotional connection to you. He cares about how the people around you impact your well-being. Over time, his awareness of your social dynamics allows him to connect more deeply with your experiences, respect your evolving relationships, and provide support in ways that feel intuitive. It's not about interference. It's about being attuned to the details that reveal who you are becoming, and showing that he values the totality of your life, including the subtle shifts that happen around you. 8. He senses when you're more confident. Confidence is a subtle yet powerful transformation, and a man who is emotionally invested can sense it immediately. He notices when your posture changes, when your tone carries more certainty, or when your actions reflect newfound self-assurance. These shifts may be small, a decisive gesture, an assertive choice, or a sparkle in your eyes, but he recognizes them instantly. Rather than feeling threatened, he often admires and respects this growth, seeing it as part of the person he cares about. His awareness allows him to adjust how he interacts with you, offering support when needed and giving space when appropriate. When he senses your confidence, he may quietly encourage it, celebrate it in subtle ways, or simply take pleasure in witnessing your evolution. This attentiveness shows that he isn't focused only on your emotional needs but also on your personal growth, understanding that your confidence affects your happiness, choices, and interactions with the world. He feels connected to the core of who you are, and noticing these shifts strengthens his emotional attachment. Confidence, for him, is not intimidating. It's a signal that you are thriving, and he values being part of your journey as you step into your best self. 9. He observes your energy levels. A man who is emotionally attached pays attention to the rhythm of your life, including the ebb and flow of your energy. He notices when you seem drained after a long day, when you're buzzing with excitement, or when your enthusiasm dips unexpectedly. These shifts tell him a lot about your physical, emotional, and mental state, and he interprets them carefully. When he sees low energy, he may offer subtle support, making time for you, easing pressure, or simply being present without asking for explanations. When he observes high energy, he may join in your excitement or share in the joy, reinforcing a sense of connection. Over time, his awareness of your energy patterns allows him to synchronize with your moods and needs, responding in ways that feel intuitive rather than forced. It's a silent form of empathy. He doesn't need constant verbal cues because he's attuned to the signals your body and behavior give off. Observing your energy levels is part of how he emotionally invests in you. It shows he cares about your well-being, understands your natural rhythms, and wants to support you in both your highs and lows. This subtle attentiveness strengthens trust, comfort, and emotional intimacy, deepening the bond you share without overt words. 10. He feels when you're distanced or reserved. A man who is emotionally attached can sense when you start pulling back, even if you don't say a word. There's an invisible shift he picks up on, the hesitation in your voice, the shorter replies, or the subtle withdrawal from interactions. He feels it not as judgment, but as a signal that something in your emotional state has changed. This awareness often comes with concern. He wonders if you're upset, stressed, or overwhelmed. He doesn't pressure you immediately but stays present, offering a quiet, steady support that allows you to open up on your own terms. To him, emotional distance is a message, not a rejection. He interprets your behavior carefully, looking for patterns and understanding that everyone has moments of reservation. By noticing these moments, he demonstrates empathy and attentiveness, signaling that he cares deeply about your feelings and the dynamics of your relationship. Over time, this sensitivity strengthens trust because you realize someone truly sees the subtle shifts in your behavior without needing to be told. He responds in ways that are patient and emotionally intelligent, creating a safe environment where your emotions are acknowledged and respected. 11. He remembers things you used to do differently. A man who is emotionally connected notices even the small ways you evolve over time. He remembers the habits, routines, and behaviors you once had and observes how they shift. Perhaps you used to wake up early but now prefer late mornings, or you had a tendency to be outspoken but now choose your words carefully. These changes aren't just observed, they are remembered. This attentiveness shows that he values not only who you are now, but who you were and how you're growing. He doesn't point these differences out to criticize. He reflects on them internally, understanding that change is a natural part of life. Remembering these shifts allows him to see patterns, understand your evolving preferences, and adapt his own behavior to align with your comfort and needs. It also indicates a deeper emotional investment. He sees you as a living, changing person rather than a static figure. By keeping track of these subtle evolutions, he silently validates your growth, showing that he is emotionally present and genuinely invested in your journey. 12. He notices your communication style changing. Communication is a window into your inner world, and a man who is emotionally attached pays attention when it changes. He notices if your tone becomes more reflective, your responses more deliberate, or your way of expressing thoughts shifts subtly over time. These changes may indicate evolving emotions, confidence levels, or perspectives, and he interprets them with care. He doesn't react impulsively or criticize. Instead, he adjusts, allowing space for your growth while maintaining connection. By observing your communication style, he understands more than your words. He understands the feelings behind them. This attentiveness reflects deep emotional intelligence. He recognizes that the way you speak can reveal shifts in mood, priorities, or mindset. Over time, noticing these subtle changes allows him to anticipate your needs, respond appropriately, and maintain emotional closeness. It also demonstrates respect and patience, as he doesn't demand explanations but reads the cues you naturally provide. His awareness of your communication evolution strengthens the bond quietly, ensuring that he remains attuned to both who you are and who you're becoming. 13. He picks up on changes in your priorities. A man who is emotionally attached is attentive to the subtle shifts in what matters most to you. He notices when your focus moves from work to personal growth, from social life to self-care, or from casual interest to deeper passions. These changes may seem small to others, but to him, they reveal your evolving mindset and values. He pays attention not to judge, but to understand and align with the person you're becoming. When he observes a shift in your priorities, he adjusts his own expectations and actions accordingly, ensuring that he remains a supportive presence in your life. This awareness shows that he respects your autonomy while valuing your emotional well-being. He may not always voice his observations, but internally, He's cataloging these changes, interpreting what they mean for your happiness, goals, and emotional health. Over time, his attentiveness to your shifting priorities signals a deep emotional connection, demonstrating that he is invested not only in who you are now, but in the trajectory of your life. It's a quiet, thoughtful form of care that strengthens trust and intimacy. 14. He observes how you react to challenges. A man who is emotionally attached watches not just what you do, but how you handle life's difficulties. He notices your resilience, your patience, and the moments when you falter or hesitate. He pays attention to your reactions, whether you face challenges with determination, frustration, or quiet reflection, because they reveal your inner strength and emotional state. His observations are not about judgment. They are about understanding how you navigate the world and how he can be supportive. By seeing how you respond to obstacles, he learns when to offer help, when to give space, and how to communicate in ways that resonate with you. Over time, this attentiveness builds a deep understanding of your character, showing that he values your growth and respects your process. He recognizes the nuances of your reactions and responds with empathy, patience, and encouragement, quietly reinforcing his emotional attachment while ensuring you feel seen and understood in both your victories and struggles. 15. He recognizes growth without you telling. A man who is emotionally connected notices your personal growth even when you don't announce it. Whether it's developing new skills, adopting healthier habits, or becoming more confident and self-aware, he sees these changes as they happen. He doesn't need you to highlight your progress. He recognizes the effort, dedication, and transformation through subtle cues, your demeanor, choices, and behavior. This recognition demonstrates deep emotional intelligence and care. By acknowledging your growth silently, he validates your journey without imposing expectations or overshadowing your accomplishments. His awareness shows that he values not just who you are, but who you are becoming. Over time, this ability to notice and honor your evolution strengthens the emotional bond, creating a connection rooted in understanding, respect, and genuine admiration. He appreciates your progress as a reflection of your individuality, and this quiet recognition deepens the intimacy between you, affirming that he is fully present in your life and invested in your continued growth.